Welcome to my channel. This is why snakes shed their skin. Have you ever seen a snake shedding its skin? It looks like a horrifying yet fascinating process. The snake seems to be in pain, but it's not. Let me explain. Snakes can't replace their skin when it gets old or damaged. Instead, they have to completely replace the outer layer of their skin, including the scales, which are made up of keratin, the same substance that makes up our nails and hair. Now, this doesn't happen overnight. The process starts weeks before the snake begins shedding. New skin cells begin growing underneath the old skin, and as the new skin grows, the snake's body absorbs water, causing the old skin to stretch. You might have even seen a snake doing this before it sheds. They kind of look like they're in a panic, but they're really just trying to get the perfect angle for maximum stretching. As the old skin continues to stretch, the snake prepares to shed by rubbing its body against rough surfaces, which causes the old skin to tear. This also creates small holes in the upper part of the skin. These holes allow watery fluids from inside the snake's body to escape and help break down the adhesion between the old skin and the underlying tissues. At this point, the snake is almost ready to shed. The only thing left to do is crawl into a safe space where it won't be disturbed and shed in peace. And then finally, the big moment arrives. Snake pushes its head forward, stretching out the front part of its body. As the old skin continues to break apart, the snake's entire body is now free of its old skin. And if all goes well, the snake will have a shiny, bright, beautiful new set of scales. But why do snakes have to go through this long, drawn-out process? Wouldn't it be easier for them to just, grow new skin cells and then pop off the old ones like a snake version of a jacket? Well, it turns out that the answer has to do with the way that snakes move. Snakes come in all shapes and sizes, from the tiny thread snake to the enormous reticulated python. But no matter what their size or shape, all snakes have one thing in common: scales made of keratin. Just like your fingernails, these scales are tough, protective, and flexible, which allows them to bend and flex while slithering along the ground. In fact, scientists think that the evolution of these flexible, scaly skins is what allowed snakes to become so successful. Before snakes had these tough, flexible scales, they were probably stuck in the same position whenever they shed their skin. Eventually, researchers think that a genetic mutation caused some of these ancestral snakes to grow thicker, tougher scales. These scales were much more flexible, allowing these ancient snakes to move in a brand new way, slithering along the ground like the snakes we know today. But flexible, tough scales came with a cost. Unlike lizards, which have eyelids to protect their eyes, snakes have to rely on their flexible scales to keep their eyes safe. And if snakes are going to rub their eyes against the ground while looking for food or trying to shed their skin, they need to make sure that their eyes don't pop out of their sockets. So snakes developed a special trick to prevent their eyes from popping out during shedding. When it's time to shed, the snake basically turns itself inside out. By making the skin around its eyes concave instead of convex, the snake keeps its eyes safely tucked inside its head. Then, once the skin is shed, everything goes back to normal. So the next time you see a snake shedding its skin, remember that it's not just getting rid of an old, gross skin, it's also turning itself inside out to protect its eyes. Speaking of gross, what do you think would happen if a snake ate a human finger? Would it be able to swallow it whole? Find out in this video. Click this other video to learn how a snake gave birth without mating.